They said the throne of Adaeze Kingdom had never once passed to a kind man. Every king before had ruled with iron, and the people had learned to bow, not to trust. So when old King Obiechina fell ill, and his only son, Prince Kelechi, was called home from Lagos, nobody expected softness. Before we go further, if you love stories about real choices and real people, tap that follow button. You don't want to miss what happens next. Kelechi wasn't raised in the palace. His mother had taken him away as a boy, tired of palace politics, and raised him in a small flat in Surulere. He grew up fixing generators for neighbors, carrying market bags for old women, sharing jollof with boys who had nothing. He didn't know palace etiquette, he knew people. When he arrived at the village, the elders lined up to test him. Chief Nnameka, the most powerful man after the king, smiled with his mouth but not his eyes. "Prince," he said, "a kingdom needs the strong hand. Show them fear, and they will kneel forever." Kelechi said nothing. He watched. He watched Mama Ijeoma, an old widow, get pushed to the back of the grain line by soldiers because she couldn't pay the palace tax. He watched children run barefoot past a new borehole built only for chiefs' houses. He watched fear sit on people's faces like a mask they wore every single day. The night his father passed, the crown was placed before him, heavy with gold and history. The elders expected him to raise his fist and declare strength the way his father once did. Instead, Kelechi walked out into the village square, barefoot, still in mourning cloth. He found Mama Ijeoma sitting outside her hut, shivering. He sat beside her on the bare ground, a prince, in the dust, beside an old woman nobody remembered. He didn't say a speech. He just asked, "Mama, when did you last eat well?" She cried, not because he was a prince, but because, for once, someone asked. Word spread fast. By morning, people whispered that the new king had sat in the dirt like a common man. Chief Nnameka was furious. "You will lose their respect," he warned. "They will think you are weak." But something strange happened. The next market day, more people came out, not out of fear, but curiosity. They wanted to see this king who noticed the forgotten. Kelechi ordered the borehole extended to every compound, not just the chiefs. He removed the grain tax that had crushed families for years. He didn't shout to prove power. He simply listened and acted. Still, resistance came. Some elders plotted against him, saying a kingdom led by kindness would collapse under enemies. And for a moment, it almost did. A neighboring town, sensing weakness, tried to seize Adaeze's farmland. The people, the same ones once ruled by fear, rose up on their own, not because they were ordered, because for the first time they had something worth protecting, a leader who protected them first. They pushed the invaders back, not with cruelty, but with unity nobody thought possible. Years later, when travelers asked how Adaeze Kingdom grew so strong, so united, the elders no longer spoke of iron fists or fear. They spoke of an old woman named Ijeoma and a prince who once sat beside her in the dust. Kindness, it turned out, wasn't the absence of strength, it was the beginning of it. If this story touched you, don't scroll past without sharing it with someone who needs a reminder that gentleness is not weakness. Sometimes it's the loudest kind of power there is.